Hello, I'm Mr. Black. This is our second video after the introduction video, and we're going to talk about order of operations. Now, order of operations is important because it tells us what order we need to perform certain operations in. An operation is multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. And so let's get started. So first off, our order of operations, people often use the acronym PEMDAS, which is basically a way of telling you which comes first. So let's write this up on the board. So we got PEMDAS. Okay. Oftentimes people remember that by saying, well, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Not sure what she needs to be excused from, but people want to excuse her. So we're going to use that. So PEMDAS is an acronym that we use to tell us which order things need to be performed in. So our first one up here is the P, stands for parentheses. Okay, so anytime you have an equation, anything in the parentheses gets done first. Then we have exponents. Now exponents have two parts. They have the base and the exponent. So if I had 4 to the third power, for instance, okay, then it is not 4 times 3. Some people will say, well, I'll get people that will try to do 4 times 3. It is not 4 times 3, okay? It is, the exponent is telling you how many times you need to multiply the base. So in this case, we'll do 4 times 4 times 4. And then what we'll do is we'll multiply 4 times 4, which is 16 times 4. And then 16 times 4 is 64. And so 4 to the third power is basically saying, well, it's 64. That is the equivalent of 4 to the third power. Okay. If we had something like 5 to the fourth power, okay, it's telling me how many times I need to multiply 5 by itself. So 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. I'll put these a little bit bigger so you can see them. Okay, so now I'll go ahead, since I have 4, I'm going to go ahead and multiply these two and these two together. So I'll do 25 times 25, because I know that 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 5 is 25. Now, I'm going to take 25 times 25, and that's going to give me 625. Okay, so 5 to the fourth power is the same as saying 625. The same number. You'll also notice that when I multiply, I use a dot. Okay, in between my equations. The reason I use this dot is because when you move into algebra, oftentimes x is used for an unknown variable. If you start using x's to denote multiplication, it can be confusing to determine which one's the multiplication and which one is the variable. Okay, also, we'll also use parentheses. Anytime a any number, any real number is on the outside of the parentheses without any symbol, it is automatic multiplication. So if I do 5 times 6, 5 times 6, that is 30. So I know that 5 is multiplied by 6 because it's right next to my parentheses without any multiplication symbol next to it. Okay, so now we've got multiplication and division. From left to right. I know I've had a lot of people tell me, say, oh, well, multiplication comes before division, so you need to do it first. No, you don't. It is whichever one comes first in the equation. Now, you can do it first. Okay, it's just simpler if you just do whichever one comes first. Okay, but if you can't wrap your head around that, then obviously you can stick with multiplication first and division, but you don't have to. Okay. Then the same thing with addition and subtraction. Addition can come first or subtraction, depending on which one comes first in the equation. Okay? All right. So that's our PEMDAS, the order of operation. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Let me just slide this over. Okay, so let's say I've got this here. So I've got brackets, parentheses, and I got some addition, subtraction, and some exponents. I tried to throw as much in there as I could, kind of give you an idea. Some people look at that and their head will explode. Not that hard of a concept if you follow the order of operations. Now, I'll have some students try to go from here right to the answer and try to do it all without following the steps. Then they come to me and say, well, Mr. Black, why did I get it wrong? Well, let's look at it. Can you see what you did wrong? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, first off, you missed a step up here, which could have maybe possibly identified what you did. It could be something as simple as a math error. You know, maybe you got 4 to the second power and they did 4 to the third power without thinking. Okay, so, all right, so we're going to do this step by step. So we've got 2 times, now we've got 3 plus 4 to the second power. So I'm going to do 3 plus 4 to the second power is 4 times 4. That's going to give me 16. Minus 2 to the third power is 8. The reason I know that is because 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 to the third power. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2, and 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Okay, so we got 8 here. Then we're going to add this here. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the multiplication first. So 2 times 8 is 16. Plus 3, okay, now that's my first step. Now I'm going to go ahead and add these together and those together. So let's go ahead and 2 times 19 minus 8, and put them in the brackets, plus 19. Okay, so now I've got this step here. Now you can see I'm getting closer to my answer. So now I'm going to multiply these first. So 2 times 19 is 38. So we're going to do 38 minus 8. Okay, we're still in the brackets. I can go ahead and just drop the parentheses now because we've already done all the parentheses, so I'm just going to drop them. Plus 19. Now I'm going to do the brackets here. So 38 minus 8 is going to give me 30 plus 19, and then 30 plus 19 is going to give me 49. Okay, you'll see that each step I did another part of the equation, whichever came first, second, third, fourth, or whatever in PEMDAS, in order to keep all this straight. Now, when I get down to here, I should be right. But if I made a mistake here, I can go back and look and see, well, oh shoot, you know, 3 plus 16 is 19. Maybe I put 20 on accident, or 21. Now sometimes my brain and my hands will be on a whole different level, and sometimes I'll be thinking one thing and write down another. It happens. That's why sometimes I will even double check my figures just to make sure I'm accurate. Okay? All right. Okay. So we've got order of operation. Anytime you have an equation, just follow the steps from one all the way down from parentheses, exponents. Some of you might not have to do that. I will often have, and I think I mentioned this in the last video, but I will have students who will say, Mr. Black, I will never use that in my entire lifetime. Why am I even learning it? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, you will use it. Every job has some type of math in it. And for another, it teaches critical thinking. It teaches you how to analyze a problem and solve it. You may not have to use this type of math in everyday life, but it teaches you how to think critically. So that is all I have today. If you have any questions or comments, or if you have a concept you want me to cover, please list them in the comments below. Please keep the comments positive, and please hit your notification bell, whichever side is, let me see, yeah, this side here, and one of the sides. Anyway, hit your notification bell. Please like, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.